This week's Business World guest bet his assets on the success of casino gambling in Atlantic City, New Jersey. He also bet on the New York City real estate market. But despite an assortment of financial woes, Donald Trump is still the king of Atlantic City. On Friday, I spoke with him in his New York office and asked him if the Indian-owned Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut is drawing people away from Atlantic City.
Well, it's very far away from Atlantic City, and probably not to any great extent, but it's going to have an impact. The problem that we have is it's a totally unregulated casino. There's very little regulation. And there's all sorts of rumors. There's rumors that there's organized crime involved, and there's rumors that there's skimming, huge amounts of skimming. And in the meantime, the governments aren't looking into it. Nobody's looking into it. And in Atlantic City, we're a totally regulated business. We have literally security people at every table and watching every table. I think the government has to do a lot of watching of these casino reservations.
Well, skimming is only a problem where you're collecting taxes. And, of course, they're tax exempt, being on Indian land. But this is only the first. There are about 14 states now that have Indian-owned casinos. They want to set up other casinos in Rhode Island and Massachusetts, maybe one in Bridgeport, Connecticut, maybe one in Hartford. Sooner or later, that's going to have a big effect, certainly on Atlantic City, isn't it?
Well, I think it's going to have an effect, but we can be a beneficiary of that, the individual owners, not necessarily Atlantic City, but the people with the expertise. It's a very complex business, and I've become the biggest in the business. I mean, literally, we're the biggest. Caesars is second, and so on. And a lot of people are coming to us looking for advice, looking for management skills, looking for other things. And so as a company, it can be a positive thing. For Atlantic City, it's probably not a positive thing. The thing I most worry about, however, is the lack of regulation and the sucking of all the money out of a community with the roads and everything else and not putting back. I think it's very unfair that the taxes and the other things that other places have to pay, Vegas, Atlantic City, aren't being paid by the Indians.
Well, Steve Wynn, you know, from Las Vegas, wants to come in and open a big casino up in Bridgeport. Isn't this, it just seems as though it's spreading and spreading and spreading, and you wonder how much gambling, how much casino gambling the country can take. How much room is there for a business like that?
Well, gambling's a mixed bag. I mean, the casinos themselves are a mixed bag. Certain problems are solved, but many problems are created. Crime generally tends to get worse. Other things tend to get worse, traffic and problems. But job markets, all of a sudden you can't find teachers and you can't find firemen because the people are working in the casinos as croupiers. The great teacher that used to teach history is now all of a sudden a croupier because they can make much more money doing that. And it's somewhat sad in many respects, but it does solve certain ills. It's a quick fix. It's not the ideal fix, but it's a quick. I mean, I think, for instance, in New Orleans, when that casino opens, it's going to totally change the character of New Orleans. New Orleans, to me, is one of my favorite cities. I think changing the character of New Orleans is going to be a catastrophe for the people of Louisiana. And that's I think, one of the real bad instances of a casino, but it's going to totally change that character.
A lot of the Indian-owned casinos, for example, under federal law, they're allowed to have other people management for which they can get, what, 30% of the profits? I mean, does this represent any kind of a possibility for organizations like yours get into managing these casinos? You're not doing it yet.
Well, it really does. I mean, we've had a lot of the Indian tribes have come and they've said, hey, we would like you to look and help design and all of this, and we're involved with some of them. But again, it's got to be done very carefully. It's got to be done. It's a very complex business. Building the right casino, you could have the same site. If you build the right one, it's going to work. As an example, the Taj Mahal now is #1 in every category. It's setting records in every category. It's doing incredibly because it was really designed properly. In the end, we have something that's fantastic. You have to do it right. If it's not done right, you have a catastrophe on your hands.
The casino in Connecticut is supposedly, or will be, as big as the Taj. They're going to have, what, something like 3,000 slot machines, and they expect to have a gross profit, I guess, of about $150 million this year. That makes it about the same as the Taj Mahal.
It's a similar size as the Taj Mahal.
That's huge.
Well, they're in a monopoly situation. I mean, they have a whole part. I mean, they're close to Boston, and they're really in that monopoly situation, and it is a huge casino. The thing I worry about that particular casino is all the rumors that I'm hearing, and the rumors that I hear are organized crime setting in. Who's protecting the people? They don't have a casino control commission per se. Who's protecting everybody from organized crime? Who's protecting everybody from all of the skimming that's taking place, all of the money that... And what about the surrounding community? It's really not a fair situation because People are coming in and using the surrounding community, the roads, all the other things that the community built, and they're using those roads as an example to get to the casino. I think it's a pretty unfair situation.
Well, yet
for the area.
They're providing, what, 10 or 15,000 jobs up there? And that's a pretty depressed area, too.
Well, you're going to have to see what happens in the end. I mean, I think in the end it's going to be a catastrophe, but we'll see.
One quick final question. A lot of your creditors have gotten a lot less than 100 cents on the dollar, yet they keep coming back and they want to do business with you. Why?
Because I'm a professional, because I do a better job than anybody else, and because I'm honest.
Mr. Trump, thank you very much for appearing with us on Business World.
Thank you very much, Steve.
As to Trump's suggestion of, as he put it, rumors there's organized crime involved, Business World contacted the FBI, which said, quoting now, "While we don't confirm or deny investigations, we have no knowledge of any organized crime at Foxwoods." And the Connecticut State Police said that if Mr. Trump had information he feels important, he should come forward with it so it can be properly addressed. When we return, cell phone bandits. How do they keep dialing for dollars?